Sincerely, it's quite appalling. What is happening presently in this country is appalling, is embarrassing, is unjustifiable, is the height of impunity, especially on the part of Ikeja Electric. In fact, they've been somehow threatening the peace of the community at large. Because I can remember on several occasions, we've had cause to write them. We've also had cause not only to write them, we've also had causes to visit them. On several occasions, we've tried as much as we could to make sure they see reasons, to see things, to be on the same page with us. But it seems as if they are not yielding at all. As I'm talking to you, I've written to them since the month of March that they should stop the billing. They had not done that. I've been following up on their marketer to ensure that is effective. Presently, I don't need their services because I cannot afford 44,000 naira as a person. 44,000 naira out of what income every month? This is in fact discouraging.
The bill which NEPA are giving us is too much. Imagine we are just one person living in this house. They gave me, this is my phone, they gave me 48,000 naira last month.
48,000.
48,000 naira.
48,000. Can I see the bill, please?
I want to show you the bill if I have not deleted it. 48,000 naira.
How many room?
Just one room. Room of Allah self-contained.
Room of Allah self-contained.
Yes. So what I don't understand, I don't know if that is the how the NEPA do it. In a month they'll come 4 times, 3 times. They'll tell you they are different. In a week they'll say that they are different set of people. But
they name themselves. One is Aja Red, one is Aja Yellow.
Yes.
Aja Red, Aja Yellow and Aja Red.
So what me I'm after is, I'm not after anything. What I'm after is the NEPA bill.
Your Ikeja electric bill for a month is more than minimum wage. How is it possible? How do you expect people to pay? Then you come to the poll, then you harass people, and people tell you that why are you guys giving this kind of bills? And you say no, for no freaking reason. You say, oh, the bills are not done by us. They are just given to us from the quarter, so it's not up to us. What do you decide? Okay, what is the best thing to do about this? Go and get prepaid meters. Okay, fine. Since last year, we've registered for prepaid meters. Why are they refusing to give the prepaid meters? For no reason, because they are ripping people off. Imagine you coming to an environment like this, just 4 houses alone. Within just 4 houses alone, you can make 150,000 from just 4 houses.
Abiodun Osudia la ń gbé almost 40,000 alogbe wa wa mẹ́rin la ń gbé nule wo room la de nlo so ti ilé yẹn adejogun ẹ ní ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹjọ́ àròwó jẹun lẹ́yìn pa máa lọ́wọ́ lọ sí school fọmọ ẹjọ́ bíìlì tó ń gbé wọ́n fún wọn ti pọ̀ jù ẹ ṣàánú wa gbogbo ara ọmọ mi báyìí ọmọ bíi mẹ́fà mọ́ bí gbogbo ọmọ ìlọrú wà lárí ẹ ṣàánú wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Abiodun Osudia bíìlì tẹ́ gbé fún wa ní Moroga bíìlì tẹ́ gbé wọ́n fún wọn ti pọ̀ jù.
Prepaid meter. Even the people that have problem, they are even having the same problem because their tariff has increased. How can you pay? We charge 8,000 and you are having 6 units. Where is it done? They come every time they do adjustments of the. They say they are doing maintenance of prepaid meter. Yeah, they are touching something in it. Now, NEPA bill is not more than house rent. NEPA bill is more than house rent because a room you can still get a room for 4,000, but you cannot pay NEPA bill of 4,000. Yes, we are paying NEPA bill of 15,000. You're using one room 10,000.
Ikeja Electric reports. In his weekly column in the Sunday Telegraph Newspaper, celebrated Nigerian lawyer Mike Ozekhome, SAN-OFR, noted with pain that indeed Nigeria is Africa's biggest oil producer, but the West African nation still struggles to meet its energy needs. A struggle that has persisted for many decades, with ordinary citizens becoming the guinea pig of frustration by paying heavily for darkness. From the trajectory of ECN to NEPA, down to PHCN, Power Holding Company of Nigeria, down to the energy sector reform of year 2005, that led to the unbundling of PHCN into discos run by private investors. It appears most Nigerian citizens fell from the proverbial frying pan to fire with incessant inept service delivery, rude and very unethical officials, poor electric service delivery with killing in many cases, highly capricious billing strategy that does not justify transparent consumption of electricity by consumers. Even in instances where the federal government ordered discos to give free prepaid meters to citizens, Some of the discos appear to not only bill consumers to get the prepaid meters, but equally denied some communities the opportunity of metering in their sly efforts to promote the now outdated and illegal estimated billing methodology, which give enough room for bribery, corruption and bill piling, which has become an economic cancer to the pockets of many families. One of the leading Nigerian discourse infamous for alleged profound fraudulent tactics, default of transparency, ethical fairness, justice and a sense of customer relationship is the Ikeja electric disco. Majority of customers and power consumers that cut across Ikeja electric sphere of business, influence in Lagos, Nigeria, have stories of war and social tribulations to share with concerned Nigerians home and abroad. To this effect are various online petitions on several platforms and in most instances, instituted cases of fraud and unethical misconduct in various courts of law against Ikeja Electric and the shady executives. Folake Soeto, the chief executive officer of Ikeja Electric, appears to be a woman with a go-go spirit, attending parties, flirting with the gym, and making merry, while our unscrupulous officials go about stone terrorizing communities to extract fraudulent bills, harass, embarrass, and rubbish the esteem of the company's customers. Some of Folake Soeto's officials act beyond and against laws guiding the Electric Sector Reform Act of year 2005 and other related laws. Some of these officials who have become Jurassic dinosaurs to communities they loot and boot around will do everything in the book to inflate bills, cut off power supply by the slightest provocation without recourse to law and order, and even in most cases disobey court orders like one Tokunbo David of Abule Taylor undertaken in Lagos. Some of them beg for tips and will never listen to consumers' plea, even in instances where the law protects such a consumer. Several communities have tales of woe as both the old, the young, and the middle-aged have a bad song to sing about Ikeja Electric. From Alakuko to Alagbado to Ojokoro down to Abulegba and up to Okota area of Lagos West Senatorial District, the story is same. Wicked officials, bad services, nonchalant behaviors to communities' demands, high-handedness, and total disregard to rules of engagement. Asabe Africa TV visits some communities, and their petition this time around is high-handedness of marketers, illegal power disconnection, and outrageous billing for power not used, allow paying a fortune for darkness. The stories of woe, apathy, and total frustration is second to none. This video is done without prejudice, but to find for a lasting solution of the highlighted challenges. Watch out.
Sincerely, it's quite appalling. What is happening presently in this country is appalling, is embarrassing, is unjustifiable, is the height of impunity, especially on the part of Ikeja Electric. In fact, they've been somehow strengthening the peace of the community at large. Because I can remember on several occasions, we've had cause to write them. We've also had cause not only to write them, we've also had causes to visit them. On several occasions, we've tried as much as we could to make sure they see reasons, to see things, to be on the same page with us. But it seems as if they are not yielding at all. Presently, as I'm talking to you now, between January and today, which is this month of April 23rd, the rate at which NEPA billings has increased has been very, 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 very disappointing. You can imagine, in the month of January, you had 16,000 naira. In the month of February, you had 22. In the month of March, you had 38. And presently, in this month of the last billing, the last bill they brought, we have 44,000 naira. Even in some houses, they are paying as high as 60-something thousand naira. in most of
2 bedroom, 3 bedroom.
Yes, sir. In some of these houses, go and find out the tools. I mean, the things they use, they are not as much as that could warrant that kind of estimated billing.
There's no transparency in the estimated billing methodology, fraudulent.
Nothing at all. Even presently, as I'm talking to you, I'm a community leader. As I'm talking to you, I've written to them since the month of March that they should stop the billing. They had not done that. I've been following up on their marketer to ensure that is effective. Presently, I don't need their services because I cannot afford 44,000 naira as a person. 44,000 naira out of every what month. Income every month. This is in fact discouraging.
And basic salary is 30,000.
Yes, if not for our intervention in this community, the youth would have had cause on several occasions to have confrontation with the officials, but we've been trying as much as possible to nip this situation in the bud. But look as if Ikeja Electric, they are not yielding. They are not ready to do anything. But I am saying this emphatically today. I am saying this point blank that it may not be the usual ball game. If they come to the community, we may not be able to control our youth as usual. So it is better now they do something. They say a teeth in time saves 9. It is better they act now.
What do you have for Mr. President on the issue of power?
Well, nothing has been really working in this nation, if I have to voice my opinion. But I will just say this. If this could be, as one of the earlier speakers has said, if this could be the only thing they can do, I mean between now and their exit in 2023, they should try and normalize the electricity of the nation and as well as the sector. If they can bring certainty into it, it will be better for each and every one of us. Thank you very much.
My name is Mrs. Palmer, Imole Palmer. I stay at number 5 Coast Street. What I'm complaining is about the electricity. The bill which NEPA are giving us is too much. Imagine we are just one person living in this house. They gave me, this is my phone, they gave me 48,000 naira last month.
48,000.
48,000 naira.
48,000. Can I see the bill, please?
I want to show you the bill if I have not deleted it. 48,000 naira.
How many room?
Just one room. Room and parlor self-contained.
Room and parlor self-contained.
Yes. Let me check if I have not deleted.
48,000.
Yes, at that February, if I have not deleted it, I have it.
Self-contained.
Self-contained. That is the place you are seeing.
My Lord.
This place you are seeing now. They gave us 48,000. Even my husband said they should remove the light. They came yesterday. Even when they gave us that 48,000, we wanted to pay 25,000. They said they will not collect. That we should pay 40,000 to balance 88,000 later.
Are they armed robbers? They came with gun?
No, they say they are NEPA staffs. They say they are NEPA officials. And they want
Ikeja Electric officials.
Yes. Do you know what really happened? They have two. What is 2 Ikeja Electric? They have 2. They have.
The bill on my phone.
It's every week they come, and if you don't have money to give them.
This for your own is 43,775 naira.
You see, Mrs. the same bill.
Yes.
So what I don't understand, I don't know if that is the how the NEPA do it. In a month they'll come 4 times, 3 times. They'll tell you they are different. In a week they'll say that they are different set of people.
Their name themselves, one is Aja Red, one is Aja Yellow.
Yes.
Aja Red, Aja Yellow and Aja Red.
So what me I'm after is, I'm not after anything. What I'm after is the NEPA bill. So we went to the office. That was last week, because when I saw the bill I was like going crazy. I don't have factory. I'm not producing pure water. I'm not producing anything. So I went to the office. When I went to the office, I can still remember one of the official, the NEPA staff I met. He said his name is Mr. Femi Ogu, something like that. He said the tariff that I should think back that the rice we are buying 150, the litre of rice we are buying 150, how much are we buying it? Like 500. So NEPA has add to their own tariff. You understand? And I asked him, if NEPA has add to 100, that don't mean the room and person will be paying 40,000. He said where he himself is saying that they gave him 78,000. He said where he himself is living, they gave him 78,000, and there are 3 staying in that place. But what me I want now, we cannot continue like this. Yes, we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. They should give us that we can go to Alaska, go to NEPA. We cannot continue like this. I don't come to Lagos to work on my money and pay to NEPA. And if we cannot even have the money, we will give them bribe. They don't want to collect 1,000 as a bribe. Are you getting me? We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. If you say you will die, we cannot continue like this. For NEPA, we are talking about NEPA. Enough is enough. We cannot continue like this. If there's anything the government can do, Ikeja Electric, we cannot continue like this. We are dying in silence, and the light, we don't have it. They don't bring, if they bring the light 1 hour, they will put it off. They will not bring crazy people. We cannot continue. There's no light. There's no light. How can we continue? We cannot continue. Please, if there's any way you people will help us, you people should help us. We are dying. We are dying.
You have a message for the president?
Which is president? I don't know any president. I'm president of myself. I'm a president of myself. I'm a president of myself because I'm controlling my house.
The truth about it is that NEPA as a whole is just a total rip-off. Ikeja Electric as a whole is a total rip-off. The truth is, for the past, I would say even for the past year, they've been consistent increments on bills, which is unfounded. If you ask them, okay, what are the, how do you, in relation to tariffs? In short, the main thing that is even worse is the fact that they send you bills through text messages. Yes. That's the worst. What happened to printed out bills? That way you know exactly what you are using and what you are not using. So you just get a text, a random text like, I have your bill for the month. Your bill for the month, your usage for the month is this total amount, which is quite absurd. For example, look at a house here. They just build houses randomly, probably because if they, for example, they pay you, they give you a bill of 37,000, you pay the whole full 37,000. Then they decide, oh, you have money to pay. So the next month they increase it absurdly. And without it, when you go into the house, you see that it's how do you build a bungalow whereby there are 2-3 people, 2-3 people living in a bungalow, just me and my younger brother, and I don't have, my mom died. Yes. So I just live alone with my younger brother. So how do I get billed 37,000? Okay, I'm a youth. What work do I do? Ask them how much is the minimum wage. How much is the minimum wage? Nigerians cap for a minimum wage. Then your NEPA bill a year or for a month, your Ikeja electric bill for a month is more than minimum wage. How is it possible? How do you expect people to pay? Then you come to the poll. Then you harass people, and people tell you that why are you guys giving this kind of bills? And you say no, for no freaking reason. You say, oh, the bills are not done by us. They are just given to us from the quarter, so it's not up to us. What do you decide? Okay, what is the best thing to do about this? Go and get prepaid meters. Okay, fine. Since last year, we've registered for prepaid meters. Why are they refusing to give the prepaid meters? For no reason, because they are ripping people off. Imagine you coming to an environment like this, just 4 houses alone. We did just 4 houses alone. You can make 150,000 from just 4 houses. Then imagine the whole. Yes, then just imagine now. Because for example, I was built 47. The next house was built 43. The next one over there was built 50. The next one 60. So if you are thinking about that, if you are thinking about this house, 57,000. This house that I seen here has been disconnected from NEPA for the last 4 years. Ask me why. This house. Ask me why. This very house. This house was vacated. They had meters. They have their own meters that they've been using with their own receipt and everything. This house was vacated for close to 2 years. No one was in there. Yes, no one was staying there, but they kept billing them, and this was when the tariffs were quite low. Then you can imagine then when the whole full bill comes out, you have like over 300 and something thousand. They are coming and asking for, okay, we have pictures of this is our meter here. We took pictures of this. This is our meter here. Come and read this. How does it relate to what we are getting? Then they refuse. They don't. So they just build. They refuse to even read your meter. They just impose the bill on you. Impose the bill on you. They don't do that anywhere. They don't do that. The ones that don't have meter are even the worst. When you don't have when you don't have a meter, is the worst. They just give you whatever they choose to. Okay, tell me. Then
400 and they said there were adjustment bill. This one I just saw. He said 460,000.
This 431,000.
460,000. Look at it. 460,000. For what?
Wow. This is so much.
Then okay, tell me. Then when you go and ask for a prepaid meter, they ask you to pay absurd amounts of money. You are paying to get yourself built. You can imagine you are paying to give yourself build 67,000 plus to pay. So is that not a rip-off? It's a total rip-off. How is it done? Okay, you are paying bills. Then, for example, if you look around, you see there are a lot of falling poles into so many houses. I wrote like an email to Ikeja Electric. I wrote an email telling them that your poles are bad. I've shifted my fence twice due to the pole that is falling over a roof. Then you know what they said? They said a representative. Their representative came here and they had the guts to tell me that where will I put my fence where a pole is? For Christ's sake, that fence had been there even before that pole was mounted. How is that done? Then you are telling me that if I want to do that, I will replace a pole that is carrying NEPA wire. How? It's quite uncomfortable.
The pole, that pole in my house, the pole wanted to fall. And I tell NEPA, they say I should go and buy another pole. I should buy another pole.
All those poles there, I bought them myself. Like 6 of them.
Enough is enough, man. No more crazy things. Enough is enough.
NEPA. I want that. Want to see.
You don't expect them.
Alone now.
They don't run.
Daddy, kí lẹ rí sí wọ́n ní àwọn NEPA wọ́n fún yín ní wàhálà wọ́n mú owó burúkú wá wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ fún peter.
Ó tẹ̀ ti pọ̀ jù ẹjọ́ abẹ́ ìjọba ni ìjọba abẹ́yìn torí Ọlọ́run gbogbo owó tó ń gbé wá fún wa owó yẹn ti pọ̀ jù ó ti ga lára àwọn tẹ́nàtì gan ọ̀gbá ọ̀n lè comply pẹ̀lú owó yẹn ọ̀n lè comply wọ́n gbé 42, 48, 49 wá fún wa lórí kíni àlò nǹkankan ẹjọ́ ẹ bá rí lórí iná ẹlòmíì fáànù ẹyọkan ló ní ẹlòmíì kò tẹ̀ ní fáànù owó gílóòbù lásán lẹ́lòmíì ń lò ẹ lọ gbé 48 wá fún that is something,000 bolígò ti rí gbogbo wọn ń complain ní wọn lè sanwó yẹn wọn ń complain ní ẹ̀dẹ̀ wá ń jáná lójoojúmọ́ ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí o torí tọ́ ọmọ yín bá débí kọ́ bá di pé wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní bá wọn dragi wàhálà o ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí abẹ́jọba ni o kọ́ fún wa prepaid pàpà apply fún prepaid wọn ò fún wa.
láti dọ́dún mélòó ti apply.
wọn ò fún wa àti apply láti last year wọn ò fún wa fún wa ní prepaid iye wọn sọ pé ọmọ fún wa ní account number wọn ò fún wa kí ló dé kọ́ fún wa prepaid wa káàdì nǹkan kí wàhálà máa dé ilé mi torí ara ní everybody báyìí o ara ní everybody báyìí ó ti tó gẹ́ ìjọba ẹjọ́.
mo rí pé fìlà Fáṣọlá lẹ wọ̀ ǹjẹ́ tẹ́ bẹ ríru Fáṣọlá ń sìn Fáṣọlá yẹ kó ó ní former minister of power I dey believe bóyá kó ṣe but wọn ò jẹ́ kó rí ṣe but kí lẹ fẹ́ sọ tẹ́ bá rí Fáṣọlá kí lẹ máa sọ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ náà.
a complain a sọ fún Fáṣọlá aláfọ̀tẹ̀ síbẹ̀ APC ló fọ̀tẹ̀ síbẹ̀ a sọ̀rọ̀ fún kọ́ fún wa aráàlú lọ́wọ́ gbogbo tó ń ṣe yòó kì í ṣe rárá àgbádùn wọn ara rẹ̀ fún wọn síbẹ̀.
wọ́n ní Tòkunbọ̀ kan máa ń dídá ìlàmú ibà mákẹ́tà.
mákẹ́tà ni ẹ̀ yóò ń gbálàyé kò sí nǹkan tá máa sọ báyìí kò ní gbà á kàn ní kọjá náà ẹ̀ wálẹ̀ ni.
alọ̀jáná ẹ̀ wálẹ̀.
kọjá wálẹ̀ ni. ìyẹn Tòkunbọ̀ ẹ̀ yẹ ẹ̀.
àti fún yín lẹ́tà pé wọn ò ní kọ lẹ́tà.
a kàn ní kọjá ni. a ní kọjá ni. wọ́n lè sọ pé kìnnì kan a ní bàbá ó sì wà bí lánàá a ní bàbá bó ṣe rí nìyẹn.
bó ṣe rí nìyẹn. ẹni fún yín ní information wọn ní sọmọ fẹ́ jáná.
ṣèbí náà wọ́n ti já àkọ́pà wọ́n sì wà bí ajá fún alẹ́ nìkì. ẹjọ́ abẹ́jọba ni o àṣàkọ ẹ bá wágbó ṣe sí ẹjọ́ kó fún wa prepaid mítà wa kó jẹ́ kẹ́ni bọ́ọ̀lì mọ nǹkan tó ń lò ìyẹn ni kókó ẹ kó fún wa prepaid.
ẹ wo ẹjọ́ torí mi ò gbóyìnbó Abíọ́dún Òṣùdíà là ń gbé almost 40,000 àlọ́gbé wa àwọn mẹ́rin là ń gbé nulẹ̀ wọ́wọ́ rúùmù ládẹ́ ń lò ṣó tí eyín ilé yẹn adẹ̀jogún ẹ̀ ní ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹjọ́ àròwọ́ jẹun lẹ́yìn pa máa rówó lọ sí skul fọmọ ẹjọ́ bíìlì tó ń gbẹ́wọ́ fún wa ti pọ̀ jù ẹ ṣàánú wa gbogbo ara ọmọ mi báyìí ọmọ bíi mẹ́fà mọ́ bí gbogbo ọmọ ìlú wà lárí ẹ ṣàánú wa lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Abíọ́dún Ọ̀ṣúndíà bíìlì tẹ́ gbé fún wa ní mọ́rọ́gà bíìlì tẹ́ gbé wọ́n fún wa ti pọ̀ jù ó ti pọ̀ jù ẹjọ́ ìjọba ẹjọ́ bí ó bíráìbù gan wọ́n ti wá fi bíráìbù pa wá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìjẹ́ Ìkẹjà ẹlẹ́tíríkì ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa ẹjọ́ ẹ bá wá tún ṣe sí Abíọ́dún Ọ̀ṣúndíà please ní kókó mẹ́rọ ẹjọ́ ẹbẹ̀ lábẹ́ yìí ẹjọ́ ẹbẹ̀ lábẹ́ yìí ẹ ṣàánú wa rówó jẹun àwọn ọmọ látò kalẹ̀ yìí wọ́n rówó lọ sí skul kò sówó jẹ gbogbo àwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti sá kúrò ní ẹlọ́tọ́ ẹjọ́ ìjọba please I beg you show me I will be there, call me I will be there.
My name is Oluwole Olope Victor. As you can see, I'm a youth, but I can say authoritatively that Ikeja Distributive Company, IKEDC, Ikeja Electric has been they are doing nothing in our area. In fact, they made themselves a god over us. We are the customers. Look at that street. That's my street over there. All the concrete posts there were bought by the community. We paid, we gathered our money to buy those posts. We do repairs ourselves, and you still come to give us humongous bill. We cannot cope with this bill. These bills are too much. You cannot expect me as a youth earning a minimum wage of 30,000 naira, paying 54,000 naira for NEPA bills with 8 parents to feed. So how do you want me to survive? This entire system is rigged against the youth. The Ikeja Electric in this area has become a god. We cannot complain. They shut us up. They'll give us a bill. We will pay. They can't give us the services. That is appalling. That is bad. In fact, I can say authoritatively that in the whole of this area, we buy and do the repairs ourselves. The transformers are being bought by ourselves. So what are we paying for? Please. What are we paying for? And we have tried as much as possible to comport ourselves as good youth and good citizens so that we won't have problem with the Ikeja Electric. But I want the Ikeja Electric to know something. A time is coming when you push a dog to the wall, they turn back to bite. By the time we the youth rise up to fight against this thing, I don't want the government to say we are useless youth. We are not lazy. We are working, but what is our money going to? We are not being given the service that we want. Look at, I can say presumably, for the past 48 hours, the light has not even been up to 30 minutes. So what are we really paying for? The only thing they know how to do is come, harass us, like the popular marketer in our area, Tokumbo, what did they call himself? He has become a god. We cannot talk. He just threatened us with the fact that he's going to take off our transformer from the power grid. And I don't know what kind of threat is that. The transformer that we bought with our money, the poles that was bought with our money, the lines that we bought with our money. So what service are they really giving to us? I used to know in economics that they said customers are always right. But in our case with Ikeja Electric, customers are always wrong because they do not give us services, they give us money to pay. We pay the money. Mr. President, I'm saying it emphatically that this your system is rigged against the youth. There is no how the youth can progress with this system. And if you do not change it, we are telling you the time is coming in this country. We are going to rise up and fight. By that time, I don't want you to call us lazy youths, illiterate, and whatsoever name you want to call us. So please, we want the Ikeja Electric to do something about this before it is too late. We are now wise.
What's the relationship with Abule Taylor? Before it was one Fred, before he was chased out of the place when he made life difficult. What is the system like now under Hakeem Bajulai?
The system is bad.
The system, in fact, the system is going from bad to worse. In fact, Abule Taylor Distributive Center, whatever they call it, they are now like a god.
Thank God.
They are now like a god. We do not have a say. Yes. When we get there, rather instead of them to attend to us, they threaten us. Yes. They come with their vans, and myself, I've written a letter on behalf of this community more than 3 times. There has been no improvement. When you complain, like my uncle Jimmy Disu will say, they will always band us to the Philistines and ask us to do whatever we want. And a time is coming when you will ask us to do whatever we want, and we will do that same thing which we want, and you won't be pleased with it. So it is good now to save it before it becomes a colossal catastrophe. Yes, sir. We can no longer continue like this. If you are saying we the youth, We are trying our best to make ends meet. But I can't be paid 30,000 naira minimum wage and be servicing an electric of 54,000 naira in a month. So how much do I have? So how much do I have to take care of myself?
No service.
Nothing is working. The government somersault policies, it's not working anywhere. It's not working anywhere. The Minister of Power is doing nothing. The only thing I can credit the Ikeja Electric Distributing Company for is the fact that they know how to use our money that they are not giving us service for to buy big cars.
Yes.
To service their family and build houses for mission trips, abroad trips. Why banning us to the Philistine here? Please, this should serve as a warning. We will no longer take this. We will no longer take this. Emphatically, I am saying it. I, Oluwole Tolulagbe Victor, is saying it. And on behalf of the youth of this committee, we will no longer take this. On behalf of everybody, we can no longer take this. So please, do something about it.
I'm Mary Williams. I say in Erratic Avenue. Presently, the bill they are giving us is too crazy. I'm collecting a salary less than 40,000 and I'm paying bill of 37,800 naira. It is worse.
How many bedroom?
3 bedroom. It is worse. I've never experienced this before, but this time around we don't want it. My compound, we went to NEPA office. We told them to come and bring down the wire. We don't want it. Ikeja Electric. They should bring down the wire. We don't want their lights. We will service generator. We don't want their lights, but they have refused to come. This is what is causing more crime in the society. When the income is lesser than the expenses, this is not supposed to happen. Yet we want you to be the future of tomorrow. When will they be the leader of tomorrow? When we are paying in high bills, we don't want their light. They should come and remove their wire.
What's the reason with the ability law? Did you have any? They said want to come also give you problem here.
Mr. Tokuma is always giving us problem. Anytime he comes, and yes, Mr. Tokuma, the short man like me, he's always giving us problem. Every time he comes, he's always telling us we should pay. How can NEPA be coming 3 times in a week, in a month? Where is it done? 3 times in a month, they come on weekends. So are they telling us that we don't have? Okay, for example, they'll bring bill on Friday. On Tuesday, they'll come and cut wire. And they'll tell us that we are supposed to know that they are going to bring bill. It is not done. You bring bill on Friday. You send us bill on Friday. On Tuesday, you come and disconnect.
With ladder. In your presence, you see 2 NEPA people. They pass with ladder. The others come and collect money from people.
How would they use bike to come and cut fights? What's it done? Enough is enough. We don't want their lives. We don't want their lives. We don't want their lives. They should come and disconnect. They should remove their wire. If they cannot reduce the bill, they should come and remove their wire.
Iná tó bá máa sọ wọ́n ní ká lọ mú 6,000 wá kó tó so iná tó jẹ́ pé àwọn lọ́jà tó bá dé kó 40,000 àdìgbò wọn wọ́n á tún máa bẹ̀wẹ̀ lórí owó wọn bọ́ká ìjọ wọn nígbà ó ti pàjọ ó ti pàjọ.
Even the people they are facing problem, they are even having the same problem because their tariff has increased. How can you recharge 8,000 and you are having 6 units? Where is it done? They come every time they do adjustments of they say they are doing maintenance of prepaid meter. Yet they are touching something in it. It is not done. My company has applied for prepaid meter for over a year and there's nothing. We have not heard anything about it. So what is going on? They should give us prepaid meter or they take out their wire. Thank you very much.
Please, all that we are saying is that they should reduce the NEPA bill. It's too much. Imagine when individual will be paying 15,000. Which work are we doing?
Yes, a room and parlor.
Not even afford 2,000. Some people cannot even afford 3 square meal in a day, and they will be asking them to pay 10,000, 15,000. Imagine. We are begging the government to know what to do about this NEPA issue. The worst part, and they are collecting bribery. Whenever they are using people to make money, instead of the normal NEPA bill, they come almost every day to collect bribery.
Today is Saturday. We are not expecting NEPA to work today, Saturday. Yes. Do you know what they are doing? Their left job of yesterday, leftover, they will not come today. Because when they came to our place yesterday, they came. Bingpe is the marketer in our area. So I told her that since this is like this is the amount we have. She said no, that they should remove the wire. Are you getting me? You see that thing is annoying me. Okay, they now left. Now they came. It's because they saw you, but that's why they did not park in front of our this. That is why they did not park. And again, our pole, we bought it with our own money. And that pole is 40 now because it's not this cement pole, it's this wooden pole. It's 40. I personally am lettered. I went to their office, I wrote. Even this prepaid you're talking, I've written since 3 years for this prepaid. They will tell him the last one I went that I even wanted to cause riot there, 1 man riot. I went there, that was 2 weeks ago. I told them that now I want to see your marketing manager, the director soon, because it's getting out of hand. I cannot be paying that money. Now, NEPA bill is not more than house rent. NEPA bill is more than house rent because a room, you can still get a room for 4,000, but you cannot pay NEPA bill of 4,000. Yes, when you are paying NEPA bill of 15,000, you're using 1 room 10,000. Yes. Are you getting me? Now, what I want to say, they said prepaid, that the government said they should give us prepaid for free, which they did not. Me, I'm not a Yoruba, but I was born and brought up here. I married a Lagosian. In my father's house last week, the tenant called me in Benin, in Edo State. The 2 building my father has, they gave us prepaid meter free. I was even telling the tenant, can they give us one so that I can bring to Lagos? How can you? They said no. That's Edo Electric. Yes, they gave us prepaid meter free. But now I now wrote. They said I should go and bring 78,000.
Masala simbi by free love for Ladigo coming by.
Edo Electric. A code is wrong company.
Oh yes. They say 78,000 naira for prepaid meter. That if you want to get prepaid meter, 78,000 naira. Yes, this one I can go there. I don't know this. I don't know the so they say we should pay 78,000 for the prepaid meter. And I asked the man, I said, if I pay 78,000 now, can I get the meter now? He said no, that it will be 3 months later. This is the thing I've been waiting since 3 years. You people should look for a way that this thing will come down, or else violence will take place. Violence will take place. Because I see Nigeria now, you see this marketing and this NEPA of the thing. If you are talking to them, they talk to us sarcastically as if we are not lettered. All of us are lettered. We are a BLC order and accounting. We are lettered. But we don't want to be a wayward women, and you understand, because of our children that are coming up, so they will not pick bad character from us. We are a military daughter, born and brought up in a barrack. Are you getting me? But sometimes when it gets out of hand, you want to react. You want to react. Somebody is paying 3,000 house rent. He's paying 15,000 per bill. You push. It's uncalled for. If you don't ask them not to disconnect your light, you beg them, please. They will tell you to go and look for something for them to buy, to drink mineral. When you now look, okay, you don't want to be in darkness. You now give them 2,000, they will not collect.
How much do you want to collect?
They'll tell you, no. When they now look at your bid, and now my bid is 48,000. They will tell me I should go and bring 5,000 naira. You get him? If they now disconnect the light, they are the people that disconnect the light. So when you now call them back, they will tell you to go and pay your previous bill of 500,000. Is it possible? How much am I in?
Those bills are not even genuine bills.
They are not genuine bills because the marketing manager told me if he stands here, I'll say it. I'm bold in talking. In fact, I'm bold. He told me that the transformer, that when I went, that's why you give me crazy. Even before this time, they were giving me 20-25. I went. He said the transformer that we have, if at the end of the month, if the meter now reach 2 million, they'll just go there, they'll calculate the number of us that is on that transformer, they'll now share the bill, which ought not to be so. Which ought not to be so. And I told him, myself, don't do that. It's not done. He said, that is I said, okay, how can I get meter so that I'll go away from all this rubbish? He said that old meter is outdated.
And the meter is working.
He said it's outdated, that I cannot get it, that I should go for prepaid. Immediately I stood in his presence, I wrote for prepaid. I wrote for prepaid, I did not get it. So you people should please, I'm begging you, because you are seeing us here. We are responsible parents. All of us are responsible, but when it comes to that time, you will not know that me that you are looking at something, I'm not responsible. Because when it gets to time of violence, I'm not responsible. Are you getting me? So you people should, now you people have come to interview us. We are waiting for you people feedback now. Don't worry. Before anything can be done, because we were only clean up and nothing will happen. Me personally, I can do it.
There is another useless thing they are doing, which is very wrong. At times when they come, they will not bring receipt. If you want to pay, they will tell you they don't have receipt. If you pay 20,000 or you pay more than 30,000, they will just write one useless paper for you. Say you pay this so amount, you should hold it. Maybe the money it will enter their account or not, nobody know.
So there's no record keeping.
There's no record keeping at all.
There's no transparency.
At all.
Then everything is fraudulent.
Yes. Huh? It's not done like that.
My name is Kunle David. I lived at Association Avenue. And it's just unfortunate the situation we find ourselves in this country. Because it's unfortunate when you discover that only one bill, NEPA bill, is more than every other bill. You could imagine even your house rent, NEPA bill is supersede that one now. Oh, and one thing that makes it so annoying is that the light is even not there. Had it been something that, okay, within 24 hours, you are having light for 20 hours now, you definitely will know. When they bring such huge amounts, you will know that, okay, you have used it. Maybe, okay, you have 20 hours of light in a day. Definitely, you can even do business with it, which you will make profit on that. Even if it is ice block, you make profit. I'm telling you, somebody that is even into ice block making cannot even do the business now because one, the light is no longer there.
Cottage industries are dying.
So they are dying. And at the end of the month, you see the outrageous bill they will still bring. Okay, let me shock you here. This is a house of just a 2-bedroom flat. Now every month now, last month they brought 38,000. This month now, 43,000 naira. Now, how much are you earning? That just on NEPA, on a Ikeja electricity bill, you pay 43,000. Now, definitely you cannot pay 43,000. It's not there. It is not there. House rent is there. Other bills are there. There are children. School fees are there. You will eat. You will pay transport to work. So it's just killing. It's as if these people, they are just out there to kill us. Because I'm seeing, and another thing you will see, there are so many unannounced tariff changes, tariff increase, which are not announced. Even those that are using prepaid, they are complaining because a colleague paid 12,000 naira and he was given 25 units. I don't know what's the rationale. I don't know how they calculate that. A friend paid, they said 1,000 something for maintenance. Though he's still on that now, he has not been able to rectify what the issue is. No, see, this is our clearing call.
They said they also tamper with your meter now that some people they touch their prepaid meter and the meter started reading abnormally.
Yes, I've heard about that, but sincerely I've not experienced it. They said they are going around now for maintenance. And whenever they touch your meter, then everything change. So which anyway is thank God about now, because if any idiots come that is doing maintenance, because I don't know the kind of maintenance that will make you to open the box and tamper with it.
That's even wrong. That is unethical.
I don't know the kind of maintenance, and people maybe because they just allow them to do that.
They think they are professionals, but they are using that according to information and investigation to change the dynamics of that meter so that it will overrun your bill.
One, whatever Ikeja Electric wants to do, they should, pass the information to us. Now, this is a street. We have CDE. There are many ways of disseminating information to us. They should go through the right channel. Even on this estimated bill, because that's another thing. Look at it. My neighbor collected a bill of recent, and I'm seeing 437 units, which amounted to 27,000 naira a month. Ordinarily, on prepaid, I cannot use, in a month, I cannot use 100 units. And even 100 units, let me say 47 naira per unit, that will amount to 4,700. So how come the man is being billed for 437 units, which he did not use? This thing should stop. Estimated bill is killing us because it's a lie. It's a big lie. Nobody is using this electricity. Even NEPA, they should ask themselves, in a day, how much hours of electricity are we having within 24 hours? So these are issues, sir, and these are issues I don't know if this thing can be properly channeled to the right source.
Don't worry.
That they should just come and they should help us. Even
To reform that industry.
Yes, it should
Reform the power sector.
Yes, power sector should be reformed.
Criminals can be wiped away.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Elements.
yes, we want that, sir. All these indestructible elements should be fished out, and things should work properly. Because if electricity is working, I believe other sectors too will work, and that's just the thing. I mean, people are suffering sincerely. There is so much hunger in the land because energy is just by the wayside. People, there is no food. Talk less of people having that money to now pay for this outrageous bill, because the very first thing is man must eat: food, shelter, and clothing. And these three key things, even man cannot provide. How much more this light that you are not using, that these people are just changing us unnecessarily. Please, just help us, and God will help you too.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
We are very, very disappointed from power holdings. This
Ikeja Electric.
Ikeja Electric. We are disappointed.
How disappointed, sir?
Because an apartment per month, they give an apartment for 37,900, which in the past we pay 5 naira per point. From 5 naira now, they raise it to 37,900 naira per an apartment.
2-bedroom flat?
Yes. Did they want people to go and robbery? It's too expensive. If I can appeal to federal government to retrieve it back from them.
To retrieve the licenses back from them?
Yeah, back from them, and they restore it back to the federal government. When we have NEPA, it was not like this then. But this time now, even prepaid meter, why can't they give us prepaid meter as government have announced it to give to every community? Because of their hidden agenda, they don't want to, they are hiding the prepaid meter. They don't want to distribute to people. Because even if you pay now, and again, let them not pay to them with POS. Let us go to the bank and pay. Yeah. Because of their hidden agenda.
Because of the criminal activities, they even go around with POS.
They
don't give you proper receipts.
Even if they give you the receipt, will watch it. Will not stay up to 2-3 days.
So the receipt is not a receipt that you can see
at all. After 2 weeks, you can't see anything written on that receipt again. Is it the right thing? Let NEPA, let federal government to retrieve it back to them and retrieve their license. This is so embarrassing to people. It's so embarrassing to people. We are not running in the factory. Why should they give us up to that amount for a 2-bedroom flat? How much is the salary of somebody? When they said the salary of a worker is 35,000, they give somebody 37,000 for an apartment. For electricity. Where did the person? From that 37, the person will pay school fees, they will pay house rent, they will hospital bills, feeding to the family. Where the other money will come out? Even the 35 minimum wage is not up to the amount they give to one apartment. I rest my case.
My name is Sunrayo Lawal. It's getting too much. They used to bring the bill of our NEPA is 100,000 naira. Me, I'm living at Omokaye. So they used to come like say they are police. They will be collecting bribing every time. Sometimes you will pay money, maybe we pay money today. If they come the next day, they say we need to pay everything. We need to pay our outstanding, and we pay the outstanding again. They will still put another money join it. No, how we are paying our outstanding. Our outstanding did not used to reduce. Please help us beg NEPA. It's too much, and this light is not used to day constantly. They, like this month now, last month ending, they bring 98,000 naira for us. Our outstanding before is 15,000 naira. They now increase the outstanding again. The outstanding now is now 40,000 naira. It's too much. The money is too much. And we are using a room as in room and parlor flats. Self-contained. The money is too much. Like a flat, we are paying 10,000 naira. Some people is paying 15,000 naira. The last month that we pay now, all of us we pay 20,000 naira per each because of NEPA. And we are coming, people will be panic. NEPA now be like a police. It's very, 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 very too much. Please just help us adjust everything.
What do you have to say to the president? Do you think the president have tried in area of power?
The president is not trying, because I didn't say maybe they are trying. They are not trying because now there's no light. On Christmas Day, that is Easter, there is no light. Even though Ramadan something, there is no light. Before in the olden day in Ramadan, around midnight, early morning waking, they used to give us light. But now there's no light. So everything is fucked up.
Sir, with total honor, sir, we are very shocked at what we heard about your community and the kind of problem, the outrageous billing system, and the kind of erratic behavior of some of the Ikeja Electric officials to your place, sir. Can we humbly know your name, sir, and what is your experience like with Ikeja Electric, especially Abule Taylor under one Hakim Bajulayi, sir?
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Olokotayo. I'm a youth leader in the community. Over time, what we've been experience with Ikeja Electric is nothing to write home about. Virtually all the buildings, even both people that are using prepaid and those that have metered and the one that are not metered, the complaint, same condition, same experience across. So the actual bill they are bringing now is essentially on those that are not metered. Those that are not metered. You just imagine a 2 to 3 bedroom bungalow receiving 40-something, 42, 43, 45,000 naira bill per month.
That's killing, sir. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So
I'm so shocked, sir.
Just imagine that.
Embarrassed.
Even the power supply is not regular. Compared to it's not commercial with what he has given.
People said that they surreptitiously moved you from band D to B or something.
Yeah, we were once on band D, then from band D to band B, to B. Now, which we were expecting more frequent light on B, and just the same story on both bands. How you getting it now? Now there will be no light, and I'm very sure they are charging based on that band B. That is why we are getting our job billings every month. And how would you expect those people that we have widows in the community that are living all alone, taking care of children, and how would you expect them to take care of the children with those bills? Now, even our government, I would say our government is backing these people, this Ikeja or all the power supply discourse. Yes, federal government is backing them. If not, how will you say 30,000 naira for minimum wage and people are paying more than they earn
for light,
for power supply? Now, if you check, go and do random sampling of where people are living, you discover people, even what they use. Some people don't have a fan. Some people don't have a fan. Some people want light because of his or her phone to charge their phones. Can you imagine? And at the end, you bring out your bills to them. How would you want them to pay up those bills? And the next thing you come for disconnection.
Group disconnection.
Without following due process. After 2-3 days, you come for disconnection.
Without following NERC.
No rule of law. Nothing.
Without notification.
Even at a time, they will come with police or civil defense officers. To intimidate the community. Are you getting it now? Because I don't know where you're going to in this country, and that is why we call on Nigerian government or whoever is in the appropriate quarters to attend to our crimes, our yearnings. We are fed up of all their rubbish. We don't know what to do, and if we should match ourselves out against this act, government will say we have disobeyed the law of the land, and that's why we are here complaining, saying it now, and we are actually sending a signal to the federal government to do the needful at the appropriate time before it's too late. Because at any moment from now, if there's nothing being done, we'll take everything upon ourselves. We'll fight for ourselves. And we see criminals here and there, crimes everywhere. Now, who aid those things? Federal government. Because once you fail to do what you are supposed to do, once you fail to put in place what you are supposed to put in place, a lot of things will be coming up, springing up underneath. A child that are not trained because of school fees, you fail to go to school due to bills here and there, and you expect those children not to involve themselves in crime. It's not possible. It's not possible. How do we live? We eat, we pay rent. Even now, bills we paid now are more than rent that we pay. Landladies, they are seeing those things and don't want them to increase their rent. Why government is increasing tariff on every bills? We just want the federal government to come to our aid.
Prepaid meter. Prepaid
meter. You see, like myself, I use prepaid meter in my place. I have my complaint. My complaints are before now, once I subscribe for 5,000 naira, I will be given more than 100 units. But now I receive less than 90 units. 90, and within a month it runs off. I get it now. Before night, and you surprisingly, once they want to increase, they will not call you. They are increasing. All you see is the rate at your consumption is moving. You'll be surprised at what is happening. So when you make your findings, you discover that it has actually been increased to what you did not even aware of. No communication, no transparency. There's no openness. There's no if you should go to their office, either Abulega or Konle or wherever, they will be pushing into each other. Go to Konle, go to Ikeja, go to this. Nobody to attend to you. Even the sole marketer in this area, the Tokumbo, yes, Tokumbo by name, is short says human being. It's another useless human being. Ask anybody in the community, they know him as a bad person and an agent of darkness. Confusion. You ask anybody, be it old and young.
Moniki Gbokigba ni Tokumbo.
The Baba call him Kigboki. What's the meaning of Kigboki?
He's a stubborn guy. Very adamant. He would not take to your complaints. He will tell you go and pay so amount. If you don't pay, your life is going to be disconnected, and he would actually disconnect it. They act on what they say. You can't beg him to say, okay, let's bend this rule for this. No. You get your life disconnected.
Without notification. Against Nessie Act.
Like I said earlier, if they should bring bill today, in the next 2 days, they're expecting them. When they come with their red uniform, they call them danger order. They have one tag. Aja red. Like a dog in red uniform. They will bring down your cables. And most times they take your cable to their office. And anytime you pay, don't be surprised, we will recover your cable. You have to buy another one. That's what they do. That's how they operate in the community. They have turned every resident of this community to upside down. So they rubbish or they do whatever they like. I want the federal government to come to our aid to take up this course and help the community out of it. I not only the community, the entire nation.
Do you think that they should take the government should reform electricity sector and take the license from them?
Sure, they should take up the business from them. Take over the business from them.
Not
the license to another set of people, if they be.
Or back to government.
It's even better. Back to government. So I don't know why this thing should be contracted to an individual. Because they are making money for their own
invested
interest. Yes, invested interest. I don't know why they contracted the project out to them.
So they don't have human face.
No human feeling, no human face at all. They don't have feeling. They have feeling. Even where they are living, even in their office, no light. In their office, no light. You get to the office to see generators set all around their offices, but still they don't learn. And why we are saying this now, we are sending signals to the appropriate quarters and to the federal government, because anytime anything happens, we make reference to all this that we are doing.
First of all, my name is Kingsley Lokpara. I work with one of the financial institutions in Nigeria. But what we encounter with this Ikeja electricity now is very, very bad. That we couldn't even stand it. Now these days now, how would you pay bills more than your rent? We have an apartment that pays 43,000 naira per month. And 43,000 naira per month times 12, that gives you 516,000 naira. In an apartment that you pay 350,000 naira, why would your bill surpass your house rent? That is outrageous. But when you complain, most times, what these NEPA officials do now these days, they know that they will come during the working hours when the men are not practically at home. They come in the absence to disconnect. In my house, they came to the whole flat to disconnect our NEPA bill, our prepaid meter, say for maintenance or whatever. Do they have the right to come to my apartment and open all the boxes without our consent? No letter backing them up. That is wrong. No information, no alertness. They keep doing all these things, and basically these are really, most of them are not that eloquent and not frequent in terms of being exposed. They are alerted. They use that advantage against them, telling them all sorts of things and keep them to put them in fear. But these days, the bills are what we are paying now. We don't have lights, no constant power supply. They give us epileptic. When there is small light, within 1 hour it is gone, and they will come with the bills. So what do we do in this community? The women, the babies, the people that are put to bed now, they are just suffering. That's our challenge. Our challenge is to build it and to add the fact the economic issue that we are going with is so challenging.
With inflation in the economy and
whatever, the president in the level of high cost of living, high level of insecurity in Nigeria, and yet we still come to the darkness and pain and ivy. It's so outrageous. So outrageous. Please, if these messages can get to them, let them see to it and change their ways. Now our units now for prepaid now, recharge your prepaid for 1,000 doesn't take you up to 4 days. In that 4 days, don't constant power supply.
My God. The frustration is double
jobs. Only God knows what the NEPA officials came to my house to do. Almost all the streets to open all the my prepaid meter.
Said they tamper with prepaid meter, and after that
I never had complaint with my prepaid meters. For a long time. Never since I moved into the house. Never had a problem. Why should you come up that there's something wrong with my NEPA? Me that occupy that holds it. No have problem. I never call anybody. No tampered. They tampered with it.
They didn't write letters.
They didn't no letter. After the tampered meter, now my prepaid meter runs it like a skater. Within 1,004 days it's gone.
So they've changed something there.
Yeah, something has been changed there. Them have been tampered with by these so-called NEPA officials.
So they're even criminally inclined.
They're very, very criminally. Seriously.
Ikeja Electric, sir.
And criminal. This is a marketer. Tokuma, whatever his name. So we need that guy. That guy need to go for training. Its level of information, level of communication with people, communication with people is very, very low. So stubborn and indisciplined. Highly indisciplined. If you have a public officer like that could not even interact well with the residents, that means he ought to leave the office or get more orientated, go to schools, go to more seminars, get more training, so he can have a just ordinary communication with others. Very resourceful guy. Please, we need something to be done in this our community.
I want to ask you that if you are going to define Ikeja Electric as a company, if they give you a time to give them perception auditing, if you are a public relation analyst and you have to give them perception, how are you going to describe them in one sentence, sir?
They are criminals. You don't have lights and you are paying for what you don't have. Is it possible in my country?
No, sir. It's supposed not to be, sir.
A full country, the highest population of black in the world, that's Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
One of the biggest countries we have in Nigeria, one of the biggest countries we have in Africa, supplies neighbors, Ghana, Sectoral, supply them power supply, but we don't have. How can I give you food when I'm hungry? How can I give you a roof when I don't have a roof? How would you have all those things? There's something behind it. If it is cabals must be dealt with. So we need a drastic and practical change in these nations. So the best thing, have your PVC, is either you vote in or you vote out. 2 ways. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Oh, madam, good evening, ma'am.
Oh, good evening. How are you today, sir?
Fine, ma'am. My name is Bengal. The journalist that invited you on the 23rd. I want to thank you so much for the.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, for the support for the community. I think this Akinshilo community, Messiah Street, Makinde, Holy Peace, all of them, they are just appreciative.
Thank God. We'll continue to do our best for the masses. We cannot continue to fold our hands and allow all these shenanigans and the misdemeanor of every disco to be reeling over the consumers.
No.
We cannot continue to fold our hands.
The challenge is so much, the entire area
In fact, I'm just getting information about another area. I think around Memo, but I'll brief you.
Really?
Yes, I think I'm going to brief you by next week, ma. But
okay. Can you let me into the issue?
Yes, it's almost the same thing. Almost, they said they've been punishing them. They mentioned one marketer, maybe Dupe, that for 7 years that they've been giving them outrageous bill. Then the light has not been consistent. I think they get between 6 or 7 hours and all that. So there's a lot of things going on. Yeah, but the problem now is that this Tokumbo guy.
You mean the same guy that was reported some time ago under Abulete law?
Yes, ma. The one
that was threatening consumers here and there.
Yes, ma. God bless you.
Amen.
So they will not be able to catch him and just after a campaign, that was the first day. So, but
maybe because of the campaign, he suddenly became a chameleon who is changing skin.
God bless.
He suddenly wants to turn a new leaf. That I cannot believe.
God bless you. So because it's like some of them, maybe I don't know, maybe they informed him. So, but there is this particular property around that area. I think the property is in court with the Ikeja Electric, and we have some few cooperative tenants there. They said they have been coming to. They said they came. That is a day before that the campaign we did that we invited you, ma. So they said you threaten them, you talk to them anyhow. So
next will you continue to threaten consumers? I don't know. This people does not even understand the rule of engagement. I don't know. A lot of things needed to be done.
My fact, that's why the last time we interviewed you 2 years ago when we did the one of Fred, some of the laws Fred Dogo, some of the laws we have just we've put it into a kind of broadcast, so we're trying to enlighten them. But thank God, I think we are awakening. But that particular property now, I learned that they are in court with the Ikeja Electric, and the court gave injunction that the house should not be disconnected. So, but there's nobody that can get them, because most of the time when the men are out, the women are there, so you just come bamboozle them. They cannot bribe him. He brings the light down.
Sorry, sir, excuse me, sir. Do you mean that it does not even obey the court injunction?
That's what they're telling me now. That's what
I'm thinking of something. Okay, let me hear you, sir.
Yes, what they said is that they said he brought a bill of 42,000, that he has been bringing outrageous bill for a particular flat in that house, because some of the flats are, I don't know, maybe they are under, I don't know, some of them are just, they couldn't pay. So he's been bringing the bill. Then he suddenly brought 35,000 in February, and now he brought 42,000 in March. As usual, just like he did to other places around that area. So, but I learned that the residents in that area, I think the landlady or the tenant, they rose to protest at Ponle, but he appears not to have responded. So what I want to do next tomorrow is to maybe, I don't know if I can go there and just do an investigation. So that's so that we can get him red-handed.
In that, guys, I would suggest you pretend or act as a neighbor, or probably an occupant in that particular property.
In fact, God bless you, man.
Amen. So that we can have him on record, because he cannot continue to torment the lives of consumers. They are going totally outside what they are sent to do on the field. And so if it's not cause red-handed, we want to deny it's only male Baba.
Yes, ma'am.
In the past, you have done a lot. You have been able to tame it, so that before we can tame him and let him understand that he cannot continue to use the name of Ikeja Electric to bamboozle people.
Yes, you said in 2020, sorry to cut you, it took us 3 to 4, 5 months for us to get some of Fred Dogo's boys too. They were doing more than what. In fact, they were even doing what we call group disconnection. When a single person offend them, maybe there's an altercation, they will just disconnect the entire area. So, but
you don't mean it.
Yeah, but this guy now.
Oh my God!
This guy, a lot of them can't even catch him on video. So what I'm trying to do is that you suggested I will go there, act as a tenant.
Please do.
Try to do that. Yes, just to catch him on video, because I would like to I will ask if I can see the court papers, so that if he comes, we can show him the court papers and say, okay, this is the court papers, and if he look at it, if he's going to honor But I pray that he will be able to be diplomatic enough to understand the importance of the court paper.
For anyone who says he cannot even, I don't know, for a particular property that has already gotten court injunction against your company, and you want to flagrantly disobey that law, such person should be put into question, a proper one, and it should be put into a place where it belongs.
I think that's
unfortunate that it's going to dent the image of Ikeja Electric more. That's the unfortunate part of it.
In fact, he has been denting it everywhere. People are, but my problem with this, our people, this our Yoruba people, is that they don't, when you say something, they just blow it up, they just let him know. It's like he's now trying to dodge. But that property, I learned, he has been harassing, and it's either they bribe him or he just bring up. He has done some very funny stuff there. So I think that's what we will be able to lay him there. Either Tuesday.
This is the time to catch him red-handed.
Yes, either Tuesday.
I'll be pleased if I can get a report on this.
Yes, this week, 26 or 27 will be there. I think either Tuesday or Wednesday will be there. So I will try to be there either Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'll just lay out. The moment they tell me it's there, I will be around.
Please, I'll be glad you can do this so that we can have a full report at the organization so that we can follow and do a proper follow-up on this.
God bless you so much, ma. God bless you. I'm so humble. Thank you so much, ma. Then on the mayor NCDA thing, I will give you a brief by next week, ma.
Oh, no problem.
Long life to you, ma. God bless you, sir.
Amen. Thank you for all that to do too. God bless you.
God bless you, ma. Yes, ma. Have a wonderful day, ma. Yes.
Yes.
Má bínú, máa kọ disconnection order fún yín sìn. Máa
No.
kọ disconnection order fún yín.
Show 3-way court here. Show one in Tokumbo. You don't need to see ìwé court,
I don't need to see it. I'll drop your letter for you. I'll drop your disconnection order for you. Then I'll disconnect it. I'll take a pictorial evidence of it. The date I
There's a
disconnected.
court injunction that you should not.
Let the court write it to the Ikeja Electric.
They wrote it to them. They are in court. You are Mr. Tokumbo Abi.
Yes, I'm Tokumbo by name.
You are Tokumbo Abi. You are Tokumbo Abi.
Yes.
So you have the right to this.
Full right to disconnect you.
To disconnect, even despite the court injunction. Despite the court injunction. And you don't want to see the court papers?
Why don't you want to see it for?
So why can't you see it?
That you didn't make payment, I should leave you. Tell me that you didn't make payment.
Do you know we've written a letter?
Even
The last money you got, 42,000 you got.
There's a letter. You wrote letter to Alausa or you wrote letter to Abuja. I am telling you that I am going to give you a disconnection order that I disconnected you.
Yes.
By who?
We have a case with you for the past 8 months.
No problem.
No, show Tokumbo. Why you buy? Show Ori ìwé court yẹn. Tokumbo. Wá bí báyìí. Wá. Show Ori ìwé court yẹn. Ṣé bó ṣe lóun ṣe ni àbí? Bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Wà á fún one disconnection on the spot àbí? On the spot. Lala go through process. Because we told you that we are in court with you with Ikeja Electric. Are you not the staff? Are you not the staff of Ikeja Electric?
ṣe bó o ti tẹ́ fẹ́ nú ẹ̀ o ti tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣé ìwé yẹn ìwé tó kọ́ńkọ́ ṣé o ò lè fún mi ìwé yẹn náà.
I knocked who opened.
No, so you didn't see any gate here? Is there not gate? Is there not a gate?
Did I know this place? That's the place I normally enter.
But why did you come and disconnect it here?
Oh, this is where you finish. This is where you.
So but this is your.
No problem.
So you can write notes immediately, Abi. Because of 2,000. We told you that.
You have 170,000 in your bill.
Which
so
one does
go to the office and clear.
We are in court.
No problem.
And they are going to arrest you. You know.
They will arrest me. They will arrest me. Adetokunbo, they will arrest Adetokunbo. Let anybody come and try it. I want anybody of your power to come and try it with me. No problem. If I have done something illegal, you will prove it to me.
You have done something highly illegal.
Okay.
You are going to be punished. You are going to be punished for it. You know that.
You are just starting the show. I will show you the show. I will show you the anything.
Don't worry.
Good morning, guys. I am really happy. Like, really happy. No pain, no gain. Guys, today is the 1st of November and it's my birthday month. And I'm happy I've come to the end of the 2 challenges I set up at the beginning of October. I planned that I would do 10 burpees every day, and I built up to my 5 minutes plank. And I'm so happy that I hit my target. And I did 5 minutes, 20 seconds, baby! Ah!
So 5 minutes, over 5 minutes, 5 minutes 20 seconds. I didn't know when you actually stopped because you collapsed, but it's over 5 minutes 20 seconds. We'll check exactly how. How do you feel?
First of all, I'm super proud that I did it and I conquered and I went over. But you know what this tells me? I set 5 minutes in my mind. So I was working with your 5 minutes time. I was waiting for push myself to get to that 5 minutes. When you said 1 minute to go, I said, no way, I'm not going to stop. That I've done 4 minutes before. Then when I got to 30 seconds, I kept on pushing. I was holding. I wanted to fall. Then you said 10 seconds. I started counting in my head. 10. And then when I went over 10, I said, guy, how far? You said, you're about to get there. So I kept on holding on. I'd have given up obviously if you told me it was 5 minutes. So it's in the mind. Because I said 5 minutes, that's what my mind was working towards. But I did over
20 seconds more.
Yeah.
Madam, if I use this stick on you, you won't like yourself. You like yourself. You're not respecting yourself. Madam, Madam, you will use the stick on you. Don't hit the woman, no! Don't hit the woman!
but you have right to be. I find this room. ẹ lọ gbé glass ẹ ní wò tán ẹ lọ gbé glass àbí ẹwù kọ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe. mo ní kọ́ mú kí wá ẹwù kọ́ ló ṣe mo ní kọ́ tó bí yẹn ṣe mo ní fún mi kì í mo ní fún ẹ kàn tí wọn kọ́ stop gbogbo kan tó ń ṣe yìí.
Baba, leave them. Dapò, come back. No, just Dapò, go. No. Just go. Disappear from here.
The Electric Power Sector Reform Act 2005 defines an electricity consumer as any end user of electricity who is a customer of a distribution licensee. The concept of eligible customer would appear to have been recharacterized into two or more categories. An eligible customer means a customer that is eligible pursuant to a directive or directives issued by the Minister under Section 27 to purchase power from a licensee other than a distribution licensee. The word customer and consumer are used interchangeably, though accorded different meanings under the Act and regulations. For instance, the National Electric Regulation Commission on Customers' Complaints Handling Standards and Procedure 2006 defines a customer as any person or organization supplied with electricity for his own use by a distribution licensee or by any other person engaged in the business of supplying electricity to the public under the Electric Power Sector Reform Act or any other law for the time being in force, and includes any person whose premises are for the time being connected for the purpose of receiving electricity from a distribution licensee or such other person as the case may be. The law seeks to protect electricity consumers from defects in electricity services by licensees and other electricity companies, though the Act does not define what constitutes a defect in the electricity power sector. However, the definition has been filled by the National Electric Regulation Commission on Customer Complaint Handling Standard and Procedure 2006. It defines defects for the purpose of consumer protection as a fault, imperfection, or shortcoming in the quality, standard of service, equipment, or material which is required to be used by or under any law or regulation for the time being in force or under any contract or as claimed by the customer in relation to electricity service. The regime of Electric Power Sector Reform (EPSR) Act came to abrogate the NEPA Act due to its obviously brutish, defective and unproductive effect in the electricity sector. The Act came to break NEPA's decades of monopoly to ensure quality service delivery. It is pertinent that electricity customers know their rights as well as the protection offered to them by relevant laws of the land. Many Nigerians do not know that they have certain rights as electricity consumers in the nation. This is why many have fallen victim to sharp practices and other anti-people vices from electricity distribution companies. These rights include the following: right to a meter free of charge. All new electricity connections must be done strictly based on metering before connection. That is, no new customer should be connected by any electricity distribution company without a meter first being installed at the premises. Right to electricity supply in a safe and reliable manner. All customers have a right to electricity supply in a safe and reliable manner. Historically, the entire electricity supply chain in Nigeria was under the umbrella of a vertically integrated national utility company called National Electric Power Authority (NEPA), which was a monopoly. The Power Sector Reform Program, guided by the Electric Power Sector Reform (EPSR) Act of year 2005, outlined the process for the separation of potentially competitive functions from the monopoly entity and establishing competitive industry structure for commercial operations of those competitive functions. The Act pushes the concept of separating the contestable functions of generation and retail from the natural monopoly functions of transmission and distribution, and ultimately establishing competitive wholesale and retail electricity markets. The Commission is charged with the responsibility of seeing to the establishment, promotion and monitoring of a competitive Nigerian electricity market where the private sector will be the key driver, with no single or multiple groups of players exercising undue market power. Right to be properly informed and educated on the electricity services. Consumers do not often understand why prices increase due to the limited transparency in the electricity sector. Consumers are entitled to receive transparent information on applicable prices and tariffs, as well as on standard terms and conditions with regards to the access to and use of electricity services. This could be done through an offer or tariff information label that would contain all key information about an offer, including prices, discounts, termination fees, and more. This information must be provided to consumers at the point of sale and should be used as a standardized template. So also, with respect to information on electricity services, Section 76(6) of the Electric Power Sector Reform (ESPRA) Act mandates the National Electric Power Regulation Commission (NERC) to notify the public of any change in tariff methodology. Section 76(6) states that prior to approving a tariff methodology, the Commission shall give notice in the official gazette and in one or more newspapers with wide circulation of the proposed establishment of a tariff methodology, indicating the period within which objections or representations in connection with the same may be made to the Commission. Right to reasonable electricity tariff that represent fair use. All unmetered customers should be issued with electricity bills strictly based on National Electric Regulatory Commission's estimated billing methodology. One of the primary functions of the Commission, as contained in Section 32D of the Electric Power Sector Reform (EPSR) Act 2005, is to ensure that the prices charged by licensees are fair to customers and sufficient to allow the licensees to finance their activities and obtain reasonable profit for efficient operations. Right to notice before disconnection. It is the customer's right to be notified in writing ahead of disconnection of electricity services by the electricity distribution company, serving the customer in line with National Electric Regulation Commission guidelines. It is, however, unfortunate that some of these provisions are obeyed in breach than in compliance, because the power distribution companies cut and disconnect customers with reckless abandon without recourse to these provisions. The Electric Power Sector Reform (EPSR) Act 2005 envisages the development of an efficient electricity market where resources are allocated efficiently and managed in such a way that wastages and leakages in the value chain are reduced to the barest minimum, with consumers getting the best value for their money, which includes effective service delivery and strict compliance with statutory provisions on consumer satisfaction. Right to a refund when overbilled. In the event of overbilling of a customer, the electricity distribution company is under an obligation to refund such excess sum paid by the customer. Where it is proven that the customer has been overbilled, will not literally refund the physical cash to the consumer, but to transfer the excess amount into customer's account as a credit or subsequent electricity bill and payment. Right to an unmetered consumer while contesting estimated billing. An unmetered consumer who is disputing his or her estimated bill has the right not to pay the disputed bill, but pay only the last undisputed bill as the contested bill go through the dispute resolution process of National Electric Regulatory Commission (NERC). To better give effect to the Electric Power Sector Reform (EPSR) Act 2005, the Commission is empowered by Section 96 of the Act to make regulations prescribing all matters which are required or necessary for operational convenience. Right to and maintenance of power distribution equipment. It is not the responsibility of electricity customer or community to buy, replace, or repair electricity transformers, poles, and related equipment used in the supply of electricity. The responsibility of repair and purchase of electrical equipment lies with the distribution companies in charge of the supply area and not with the residents or the community. All electric equipment integrated into the grid are automatically the property of the distribution company. The customer or community is not a partner with the distribution company in its business and cannot therefore be compelled to pay for such equipment. Should a consumer or community decide to handle this responsibility, it must be done with the full knowledge of the law regarding consumers' investment in electricity. Right to protection from arbitrary and segregated billing. Every electricity consumer is protected from any system of billing outside the regulated scheme provided by law. Every consumer belongs to a billing classification and no one should be specially charged. A consumer's cost of electricity depends on 4 classifications. 1 is the location of the customer and 2 the tariff class of the customer. Every electricity customer must belong to a specific tariff class. There are 5 major tariff classes, each of which is divided into subclasses based on a range of energy consumption. The 5 major tariff classes are as follows. Residential. A customer who uses his premises exclusively as a residence, e.g. house, flat or multi-storage house. Commercial. A customer who uses his premises for any purpose other than exclusively as a residence or a factory for manufacturing goods. Industrial. A customer who uses his premises for manufacturing goods including welding and ironmongery. Special. Customers such as agriculture and agro-allied industries, water boards, religious houses, government and teaching hospitals, government research institutes, and educational establishments. Each tariff class has a unique tariff rate applicable to it. This means that each distribution company has a unique tariff rate for its customers in each tariff class. Easy to understand bill. All electricity bills should be in a format easily understood by customers with the proportioned amount and the energy used, and should contain the information in the schedule to the NERC regulation. Bill after disconnection. When a customer is disconnected for non-payment, the meter reading should be taken at the time of disconnection, and the bill should show the total value of all charges owed by the customer up to the time of disconnection. Customers are only liable to pay the bills brought before the service was discontinued. Final reading of a meter upon vacation of premises. A customer can request his distribution company to undertake a final reading of his meter when he vacates his premises, and the reading shall be used to calculate his or her final electricity usage to avoid a new tenant paying for an old tenant's electricity usage. Right to a monthly bill. A distribution company under no circumstances should bill a customer any charges for a supply address after a final account has been produced, without issuing more than one routine bill during the same billing period. Distribution companies should not send you more than one bill on a monthly basis. Right to negotiate part payment. When a customer anticipates difficulty in fully paying an electricity bill by the due date, the customer can contact the distribution company while they determine the customer's capacity to pay the outstanding bill. A customer can reach an agreement with a service provider to pay your outstanding within stipulated period before disconnection. Inflation of the proportioned amount payable. A distribution company cannot inflate the proportioned amount in order to increase the recoverable on the charge or charge the customer interest on the amount either on a new customer or old customer. If a customer is billed below their monthly usage, the service provider should not make the customer pay more than expected in the next billing. Prompt information inviting on overcharge. In case of overcharge, the distribution company is advised to write a customer within 5 working days on the error by crediting the amount of the overcharge to the customer's next bill. It is the duty of the distribution company to notify the customer in a situation where the amount charged is being consumed by the customer for that particular month. When in 2013, the distribution companies took over the responsibility of electricity distribution in Nigeria, many Nigerians thought that the end of the years and ages of darkness had set in. To Nigerian masses and even the elites, the days of insistent power outage and administrative carelessness had come to the end. They believed that with the electricity distribution finally in the hands of private entities, there would be a turnaround in electricity supply in the country. Unfortunately, 7 years down the line, those thoughts and imagination have not come to pass. Instead, it has gotten worse. Nigerians have now come to the realization that their suffering with respect to electricity had only taken a new dimension from Lagos to Ibadan, Abuja to Kaduna, Kano to Maiduguri, Port Harcourt to Enugu, Benin to Asaba, Ebonyi to Cross River State, and many other parts of the country. Complaints of lack of electricity, outrageous bill, extortion, unjust load shedding, group disconnection, insensitivity, and rudeness of the distribution companies abound and remain unmitigated. At every opportunity of a face-to-face meeting with distribution companies, consumers have always used such platform and opportunity to pour out their long accumulated frustration and grievances. The customers often descended on the distribution companies, accusing it of incompetence, issuance of crazy bill, insincerity, daylight robbery, hoarding of meters, both prepaid and normal reading meters, insensitivity and rudeness. Some of these failures and disappointments of the consumers by the distribution companies are manifested in the following. Outrageous bill. Distribution companies have subjected consumers to paying outrageous electricity bills. Consumers will always argue that such bills are not a true reflection of the energy they consume. In January 2019, the Nigerian House of Representatives proposed a law criminalizing and prohibiting estimated billing and compelled electricity companies to give prepaid meters within 30 days. But the parliamentary order was ignored by the electricity companies. In Section 69 of the proposed law, it stipulates that a power distribution company serving the consumer upon connection must inform the customer in writing on the nature of meter installed, tariff methodology, and all other services available to the customer. Billing without energy provision. It is no news in every part of the country that distribution companies bill consumers even when the transformer is bad or there is no light at all. Even despite the fixed and functional transformer installed in the area, while load shedding system is not totally wrong, the distribution companies must find a way to distribute the power fairly to all the people in the community. High-handedness of staff. It is unfortunate and worrisome how staff of the distribution companies transforms into demigods by their insensitivity and rude approach to customers. Consumers attribute this ugly trend to the failure of the regulators to discharge their statutory duties by penalizing the discos. This high-handedness also manifests in the extortion of customers by the distribution company's officials in the name of buying transformer, pole, or whatever facility. Unnecessary hoarding of meters. Distribution companies do this so that they will continue to give outrageous estimated bills to customers. They hoard the meters for selfish and corrupt reasons, either to give the meters out illegally to people who can afford to pay some kickbacks, or simply so they can keep billing consumers on consumption estimations. Unjustified and group disconnection. The way and manner in which distribution companies disconnect consumers is in the least unsatisfactory. As if uninformed disconnection is not enough, distribution companies sometimes go on group disconnection, whereby they disconnect an entire area, affecting the electricity of those that do not owe because of those that indebted. An inconsistent power supply was the main challenge affecting electricity consumers in Nigeria, which necessitated a change of guard from the old National Electric Power Authority (NEPA) down to Power Holding Company of Nigeria (PHCN) and the new privatization strategy under the discourse. Despite the change, the outcry of consumers worsened in the last 7 years, especially with the discourse like Ikeja Electric and few others. Nigerians have kept crying over the unabated power services to consumers over the years, which the Consumer Protection Council has no answer to. The consumers were made to pay bills without service rendered. In addition, the inability of aggrieved consumers to sue the power authorities' default succeeded in keeping them arrogant and obstinate. It is hereby recommended that there should be further and proper deregulation of the power sector in Nigeria, as it is considered that the power that lies with the National Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) still leaves the whole power ball to the federal government alone. However, as provided in the Constitution, the electricity sector is in the concurrent legislative list, which means that both the federal government and state government can regulate electricity. Therefore, the Electric Sector Power Reform Act should be revised to be in harmony with the provision of the Constitution. This, if effected, will decentralize the power sector and bring about increased efficiency and create a playing field for more innovative investors, and also create more competition among the players in the industry, which will lead to better services, which is what the objective of the National Electricity Regulation Commission (NERC) and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission FCCPC is all about in relation to consumer rights and protection. As it is now, the lack of consistent electricity tops the major challenges that have a significant effect on the consumer and industrial goods sector. For one thing, the electricity problem limits the output of the industrial sector, which then reduces the need for industrial and capital goods. Frequent power outages at homes and factories also damages home appliances, equipment, and machinery, thereby increasing maintenance costs for businesses. This issue also affects perishable consumer goods, as power outages make it difficult for the end consumer to store perishables over a long period of time. As laudable as these rights are, one would expect that their implementations will be swift and progressive, such that consumers and distribution company relationships under the power sector would be smooth sailing. The reverse is, however, the case. Years after the privatization of the power sector, customer service relationship remains an all-time low, still reminiscent of the pre-privatization era, where electricity consumers were subjected to the dictates of officials of the power sector. Unfortunately, these problems persist as a result of a lack of awareness by electricity consumers of the rights that cater to them under the reformed power sector. As evidenced by the popular saying, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. It should be noted that until consumers understand this right and legal protection and become proactive in enforcing them, they will remain at the mercy of unscrupulous officials of the power sector.